Welcome to this recording of God as Light and Joy. This radiant discourse was originally delivered by Paramahansa Yogananda at the Self-Realization Fellowship Hermitage in Encinitas, California, on November 14, 1937. In this soul-revealing talk, Yogananda describes firsthand his divine vision of the universe as God's light, a cosmic motion picture projected from spirit, and the bliss that flows from oneness with that eternal light. We are honored to share his divine insights and timeless wisdom with you today. All nature is unreal. The supernatural is the only real substance. Today I was walking on the Hermitage grounds, beholding the sunshine all around me. As I passed the stairway to the beach, I stopped and turned on the electric stair lights to see if they were working. But I could not see them. For as I stood there, the great light of God suddenly came and made it impossible to distinguish lesser lights. Even the sun I could not see at all. Vividly, I understood that neither the sunlight nor the electric light is real. The only true light is the light of God. If there should rise suddenly within the skies sunburst of 1,000 suns, flooding earth with beams undeemed of, then might be that Holy One's majesty and radiance dreamed of. In that great vision, he showed me worlds upon worlds, endless manifestations of his light. These things that I beheld are but expressions of his consciousness, and if we are attuned to him, our perception is limitless, pervading everywhere in the oceanic flow of the divine presence. When the Spirit is known, and when we know ourselves as Spirit, there is no land or sea, no earth or sky. All is He. The melting of everything in Spirit is a state no one can describe. A great bliss is felt, eternal fullness of joy and knowledge and love. I can see it in a devotee's face if inwardly his soul is trembling with that joy, as a leaf trembles in the wind. Such is the yogi. This ecstasy can only be known by balancing the activity of ordinary life with deep, soulful, undiscourageable meditation. The way to true freedom. Egotism, pride, greed, anger, and other ugly outgrowths of self-centeredness are barriers to spiritual development, preventing man's escape from the misery of soul ignorance. The right course is to follow the teachings of a spiritual master who has wisdom and who loves God above all else, and to tune in with the wishes of such a guru. That way leads to freedom. Your wishes are guided by habits of past lives, and by new habits you are constantly creating. These hold the soul prisoner and make it impossible for you to race along the road to everlasting liberty. On one side of the path of life is the dark valley of ignorance, and on the other side the eternal light of wisdom. When you follow the guidance of a true guru, you will safely tread the road to freedom. Then everything that you wish for will be born of wisdom and will come to you without the slightest effort. The whole universe has been created by the divine will, and when you are attuned to it, whatever you want is accomplished just by mere willing. I dare not even wish anymore, for I know that whatever is in my mind will come to me. The true devotee says, "Lord, I have no desires. I have found all that I want in you. No other gain could be greater." Possessing his wisdom, love, and joy, all desires of the heart are satisfied. That is a tremendous state. When you are united with Spirit, you are king, a king of quietude and bliss, fully satisfied and complete within yourself. In your oneness with Him, you see the whole world standing before you, ready to do your bidding. Because God made man in His image, all those who find Him find also that His will in them fulfills their slightest command. So long as you have any desire to dominate other people or to show them how powerful you are spiritually or in any other way, you will not find soul freedom. God awareness begins in humbleness, love, and meditative bliss. But with the realization of God comes all power. If the little wave knew that behind it is the great ocean, it could say, "I am the ocean." You should realize that just behind your consciousness is the ocean of God. When Jesus was being crucified, he could have reduced his enemies to ashes with one look, but he didn't do it. Instead, he forgave them. That is the divine nature: peace, love, humbleness, omnipresence, omniscience. He who becomes one with God has no need to prove to himself or to others the extent of the power he possesses. He knows within that he has all power at his command, and there is nothing to fear, but he uses his power only when God directs him to do so. The accomplished yogi is awake in his infinite nature and asleep in his material nature. You should attain this self-mastery. Don't fool yourself, giving all your time to the world. Outwit the world and its lures. The best way to conserve your time and use it to greatest benefit is to put your whole mind on seeking God day and night, no matter what activities you engage in outwardly. Jesus said, "If thy hand offend thee, cut it off." He didn't mean that you should maim your body, but rather that you should cut off enslaving sense attachments which prevent you from finding God. Like an insistent child, constantly call to the Divine Mother until she says, "All right, what is it you want?" She is so busy with creation, she doesn't reply at once, but to the naughty child who cries and cries for her, she will come. The Divine Mother is most anxious to have you back with her, but first, you must prove to her that you want her alone. You must cry urgently and unceasingly. Then she smiles and is with you instantly. Divine Spirit has no partiality. The Mother loves all. But her devotees appreciate her love, respond to her love. I see the effect on people who have gained a little human love or a little money, how happy they are. But if they could see what strength, what joy, what love is in the Divine Mother, they would fly away from all else. To the world, God speaks only through his enlightened devotees. Therefore, the wisest of all actions is to tune in with the will of the Guru who is sent to you by the Lord as a response to your soul's desire. He is not a Guru who is self-proclaimed as such. He is a Guru who is asked by God to bring others back to him. When there is a little spiritual desire, the Lord sends books and teachers to further inspire you. And when your desire is stronger, he sends a real Guru. Understand this. By surrendering thyself to the Guru, by questioning the Guru and thine inner perception, and by service to the Guru, the sages who have realized truth will impart that wisdom to thee. There are teachers who expect their followers to be always at their beck and call, ready to obey instantly, and if they don't, the teacher becomes angry. But a spiritual teacher who knows God and is truly a Guru never thinks of himself as a teacher at all. He beholds God's presence in everyone and feels no resentment if some students disregard his wishes. The Hindu scriptures say that those who tune in with the wisdom of a true Guru make it possible for the Guru to help them. Comprehending that wisdom from a Guru, thou, O Arjuna, wilt not again fall into delusion. The friendship that exists between Guru and disciple is eternal. There is complete surrender. There is no compulsion when a disciple accepts the Guru's training. Human friendship is often selfish. When a person ceases to be useful to us, we lose our love for him. This is the defect of human love. In friendship that is divine, love that is divine, not conditioned by material forms, but by spiritual law, there is a consciousness of mutual responsibility. When you try to understand a person, it is easy to please him. But when you don't try to understand, it is impossible to keep harmony. I can get along with strangers, but I can best help those who tune in with me. I never would want to hurt anyone. I like to please all, not by sanctioning their wrong desires, but by encouraging them in their right aspirations, that they may really live in the consciousness of God. One who loves God can never take pleasure in being a teacher. He knows that God is the only guru. I feel as the dust at your feet. This I say out of the realization of that mighty spirit I behold in each one of you. I was to have gone from this earth a long time ago. I would like to melt this body in the divine flame and burn the dross, so that the body is no more a part of me that appears separate from the infinite. One day I shall be gone, but so long as I live on earth, my greatest pleasure is to tell those who tune in with my wishes and who trust me that the only thing I want is to interest them in that light which has given me consolation and freedom and assurance indescribable. The light of all lights, beyond darkness. He is seated in the hearts of all. In that light, I see all those who have come and gone. I see all creation and events that happened many years ago. The history of the world is preserved in the archives of the eternal sphere beyond. It is another dimension. Here in this finite world, we behold length, breadth, and thickness, but there is another plane where the three dimensions do not exist. All is transparent. Everything is consciousness. The sense of taste is consciousness. The sense of smell is consciousness. Our feelings, our thoughts, and our body are nothing but consciousness. Just as we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch in a dream, so in that higher sphere we experience all these sensations through pure consciousness. This is what I am seeing now, even as I speak to you. I am not in this body. I am a part of all that exists. These things I am beholding are just as real to me as are you who are in this room. You have to awaken in order to perceive that God is everywhere and to realize that you have been dreaming. All of you are sitting here in this dream, and you are part of the dream. Many times I see this room in eternity, and other times I see eternity in this room. All things have borrowed life from that eternal source. I cried and prayed day and night. Everything is God. This very room and the universe are floating like a motion picture on the screen of my consciousness. When you look back at the booth, you see only the beam of light that is projecting the pictures on the screen. That this creation is naught but a motion picture created out of God's light seems incredible, but it is true. I look at this room and I see nothing but pure spirit, pure light, pure joy. He dwells in the world, enveloping all, everywhere. The pictures of my body and your bodies and all things in this world are only rays of light streaming out of that one sacred light. As I see that light, I behold nothing anywhere but pure spirit. It seems so simple now, but when as a boy I sat praying night after night, no answer came. On one side I beheld unenlightened humanity, and on the other side, eternity, which would not speak to me. It was a very cruel state, forsaken by God, I thought. But I was not forsaken by Him. He was hiding behind my thoughts, behind my feelings all the time. When I began to see the light within, my soul would be mysteriously filled with divine fragrance. I would see revealed all the roots of trees and the sap flowing in them. Then I began to feel the Great Spirit near. Again and again I cried and prayed day and night, and when nothing any longer meant anything to me, when inside I renounced everything, even happiness, lest it be material happiness, then He came to me. Now He is with me evermore. The world may forsake me, but He forsakes me never. I don't know why I am telling these things to you, but I feel I must do so. I used to talk of them, but in the presence of those who became indifferent, I couldn't speak. My mouth wouldn't open. This time He has made me tell, that you may know there is nothing to live for except Him. All else will go. Pray only for that which is abiding. Don't yearn for human love, it will vanish. Behind human love is the spiritual love of God. Seek that. Don't pray for home or for money or for love or for friendship. Don't pray for anything of this world. Enjoy only what the Lord gives to you. All else leads to delusion. Man has come on earth solely to learn to know God. He is here for no other reason. This is the true message of the Lord. To all those who seek and love Him, He tells of that great life where there is no pain, no old age, no war, no death, only eternal assurance. In that life, nothing is destroyed. There is only ineffable happiness that will never grow stale, a happiness always new. So that is why it is worthwhile to seek God. All those who sincerely seek Him will surely find Him. Those who want to love the Lord and yearn to enter His kingdom, and who sincerely wish in their hearts to know Him, will find Him. You must have an ever-increasing desire for Him day and night. He will acknowledge your love by fulfilling His promise to you throughout eternity, and you shall know joy and happiness unending. All is light, all is joy, all is peace, all is love. He is all. Thank you for listening to this recording of God as Light and Joy by Paramahansa Yogananda. May this radiant message remind you that the only real substance is the light of God, shining behind all appearances. Seek Him with devotion, meditate deeply, and you shall behold the eternal flame that lights every soul and liberates all hearts. Om, peace. Amen.